Oh, we're back. What's up, guys? We got a couple of games. We got a couple of new players. Always glad to see that.
So our final game is just now finishing up, so we should have pairings in just a moment, and we'll hop into round two. So that was exciting to see. I haven't seen a purely Empire at War match. Like, this was the first time, first time ever.
It seems like here at the beginning, people are just getting their cards and stuff. So there's a lot of, like we were talking about earlier, people are switching out 4 or 5, maybe 6 cards in an existing deck they already have. So it was really fun to see an Empire War themed deck. I really did like that. Just so you know, I did go out to my car, got some holy water, guys. I did bless Mike's cannon dice. Hopefully they roll a little better for him in the future.
Yeah, that was just brutal.
That was something else.
That was almost as bad as in the Artificery tournament last weekend.
Yeah, my master over here, my Jedi master over here, rolling 20 blanks.
Yeah.
I've never seen that many blanks rolled in a game, and that's saying something coming from me, because I roll a lot of blanks, and that was. I'm not gonna lie, I might have shed a tear for you sitting at home watching that, Justin. It was bad.
So while we're waiting for the pairings to get here, Rob, was there any cards you wanted to take a look at from the new set that you're looking forward to playing?
Yes.
Maybe something that's hasn't been mentioned much.
Rend. I really think this is going to be a little bit of a sleeper. It's not going to be overpowered, but it's a free card to play, and you're gonna be getting rid of force speeds, holocrons.
So for those of you guys that don't know, Rend is a 0-cost neutral event that's gray, and it reads discard a supporter upgrade that costs 0 from play.
Yeah, so you're looking at holocrons, force speeds, imperial inspections, salvage stands, anything that. You know, usually when you hit it, when you hit a card, it might be a dead card a lot of the times in your deck, but when you hit a card with it, I think it's going to be the target for it is going to be a major player in the deck you're playing against.
Thanks for the follow, Admiral Pendragon.
And salvage stand, imperial inspection. You know, there's a lot of decks that they depend on those to help. You know, mess with your side of the board so that they can do what they want to do. So
yeah, I think getting rid of the salvage stand is going to be absolutely huge.
Yeah.
That is the card that I hate to play against the most, I think.
But I do, like I said, I don't think it's going to be just totally overpowered. But I think it's going to make the difference in certain matchups for stuff. So I'm really excited to play that. So.
Well, was that the only one that you'd been, really eyeballing, that you were thinking about sliding into most of your decks?
Well, I can't go on without mentioning, your baby Snap Solo, which again I love to play also. Drop Zone. I cannot wait to play Drop Zone and Snap Solo. So I am super excited for that one as well. And that's the one, guys, if you don't know what it does, it's a support. When you claim the battlefield, it gives you the option to either move 1 damage from one of your characters to that card, or move all the damage from that card to somebody else's character.
So here it is. We got it. It's a 1-cost red neutral support. And it reads, after you claim the battlefield, you may place 1 damage on the support. And then as an action, you can exhaust it to move any amount of damage from it to a character. So you can just stack damage on this card over and over and over. You don't have to use it every round if you think you need to get to the claim faster and be up in action. But you can also, just claim, and then each round just use that as like a pass action to move another damage over. And it really begins to add up if you're playing a fast deck or a deck with Snap in it that is able to consistently claim the battlefield.
All right, guys, so we're getting our pairings up for round 2. I think in our next match, we're going to see Trey Henderson, who's running Elite Sabine Ray, playing against Jeremy Henderson, oddly enough, his brother, who's playing ePoe Rookie Pilot Rebel Trooper. So we're going to see some more Empire at War cards here. Super excited to see this this Poe Pilot Trooper deck. And we know both Trey, I believe Trey's taking part in our Duel of Fates little mini tournament here, our deck building challenge after this. We know Trey is an outstanding deck builder.
Jeremy is as well.
Yes,
Jeremy's
Jeremy's also. Yeah, that's where I was going. These two guys, they're brothers. They are so good at building decks.
So we're gonna see a little bit of sibling rivalry on here.
Yeah,
hopefully
with new stuff. So super excited. I really want to see how this Poe Rookie Pilot Rebel Trooper deck does. Little funny.
Yeah, he ran it on Friday night, and every single game in our matches, he was able to deal 8 damage turn 1.
Yeah.
Without It's a Trap.
Yeah.
He didn't even need It's a Trap.
That was just natural
and that's
damage.
That's the consistency that the new Pro brings, is that he essentially has 2 focus sides on his dice, and one of those is a 2 focus, which is big.
Right. And just to give y'all guys a little insight on Trey, we were I popped into one of our other local gaming stores Friday, and I just happened to run into Trey there. He bought a box of Empire at War. He's like, "Do you want to?" He's like, "I want to play, but I didn't bring anything." I was like, "Man," and I let him know I didn't have anything but higher tier decks built with me at the time. I told him what I had, and he said, "Well, let me let me play." And I believe I played Palpatine, and he put together a deck with what he pulled out of his Empire at War box.
Really?
He didn't have any of his cards with him. He opened a box of Empire at War, built a deck, and it almost got there. I'm not gonna lie, man. Against ePoe, it almost got there.
I mean, Trey's a good player, so I think you could give him, a starter deck, and he could go toe to toe with anybody.
Yeah,
just about.
But that right there will give you a little bit of insight on his deck building ability. He sees the synergies between cards, and he sees that. And in this day and age of net decking, I love seeing, those original decks put together in your local meta, not just everybody playing Poe mods.
Definitely. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Sabine, actually.
Yes.
I got to play against Jeremy on Friday against this Poe deck, but I have not seen Sabine in action, and her ability seems absolutely ridiculous to me.
What's her ability again, Justin?
You can play an upgrade from your discard pile on her, and then if it's a thermal, yes, if it has thermal in the title, then you can decrease its cost by 1. So
we actually saw him Friday looping thermal detonator.
And one of the really nasty things you can do is, if you get 2 DL44 blasters in your hand, you can play one. They remove a die, ambush, another action. You replace the DL44 with another DL44.
Take another one.
Remove another die, ambush. Now you have a DL44 in your graveyard. You use Sabine's ability and pull it back from your graveyard and overwrite that DL44 again. So you've just removed 3 dice. Then now you get to activate Sabine and then resolve all of your dice automatically.
Yep. Now I didn't see him do that Friday, but I do know he was looping that thermal detonator. Anytime you pull thermal detonator back out, and thermal paint as well. Now thermal paint does 1 damage, right?
1 damage, and then you can discard it to do another.
So, but you just got to keep in mind, the recursion off of that adds up quick. It's just like when you resolve Palpatine die. You may not be doing damage,
right?
But those, the recurring damage on that adds up, and so
same as Planetary Uprising or Drop Zone. These like 1 and 2 instances of damage, they just keep adding up.
So it looks like Trey brought. Is that Starship Graveyard?
I think it's Echo Base.
Echo Base, yeah. So Trey brought Echo Base, and is that Obi-Wan's hut on Jeremy's side? I can't tell.
No, it wouldn't be Obi-Wan's hut. He has red characters.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what he was running on Friday night. It might have been a Secret Facility.
Yeah, I don't think that secret facility. I don't know. I'm sure we'll see here in a little bit, but oh man, super excited. So, all right, looks like we're about to get underway here, and see a wingman. Looks like a field medic. Looks like the new rifle from Empire at War.
The A280 blaster,
Yeah,
and he's got an
A280.
all-in as well, which
Yeah,
could be
all in.
fantastic in this deck. Wingman, always a great turn one draw,
Yeah,
and the A280. I think that gun is gonna be really
Yeah,
good
I think
for
it's-
a red hero.
yeah. Red Hero really needed a 2-cost, a decent 2-cost. So
So one of the spots that Jeremy's might actually be at a disadvantage here is that I don't think he's gonna be able to get off an Is a Trap if Trey is able to get an ambush weapon in his graveyard early. He's gonna be able to resolve his range sides on Sabine quickly.
right, and that'll definitely help. So we're looking at
Another-
25 life versus 21 life here. So
Another problem that Trey might run into is that single die Ray has a really hard time finishing a game.
what's your favorite saying, Justin?
Single die Ray is sad Ray.
It's a sad Ray.
I wonder if we're gonna see that new 2-cost event though that lets you move any number of damage between your characters.
We might. I actually had that played against me Friday night, and it was very disheartening.
Because if Jeremy is able to get Sabine down to 10 damage, Trey could play that event for 2 cost and then move 10 damage over to kill Ray, and then it's another full health Sabine that's probably stacked with some upgrades.
So it looks like Trey wins a roll off, and he's going to take shields, and he's going
Which
to
is a
drop
good
Infamous.
choice since Jeremy is all ranged. He doesn't
Yeah.
have to worry about Vibro Knife.
Infamous hits the board turn 1.
So now all he has to get is a thermal paint in his graveyard, and he's ambushing it in with Infamous
Action cheating.
and dealing 2 damage
Yeah.
instantly. He did say on Friday night that he was able to use the Infamous ambush loop really effectively, and because of that, he was going to add ammo belt into his deck,
Yeah, I'm interested to see if he actually put that in.
which would let him hold on to that
Yeah.
thermal paint and the thermal detonator.
So
as
it looks
well.
like we're going to Infamous and drop Maz's goggles.
So now Trey has 2 actions because he played an ambush on Ray.
Oh, fast hands on Sabine and activate Sabine.
Yeah, it's really going to be difficult for Jeremy to get off It's a Trap now.
Fast
with,
hands, 3
fast hands
damage,
down.
bam, just like that.
And it might be difficult for Jeremy to keep Poe alive long enough to maximize
Yeah, that special.
die.
Yeah.
because the Rebel Trooper won't be able to Guardian any damage.
So we got a special on Poe, a resource on Poe, the +2 on the rifle, and a shield showing on the rookie pilot. And Ray rolls out her discard and focus on her Maz's goggles. So
We'll probably see the focus into Sabine's 3 damage.
I'm sure we will. So, yep, we're going to get a resource. Might see a field medic now, trying to keep Poe alive a little bit longer.
Stem the bleeding.
On Jeremy's side.
Oh, Trey decides to just take a shield. Interesting.
Not necessarily the worst choice in the world. It seems like...
Oh, because Jeremy resolved the resource, Trey's... He doesn't want to get into a situation
Yeah.
where Jeremy can play It's a Trap.
Yeah, that's yeah, definitely.
So rolls out the Rebel Trooper, getting a 2 damage on him. Pretty good.
Gonna focus rate of a resource.
And I think I saw another Infamous in his hand, so...
Double Infamous.
Yeah, Jeremy's not going to be able to respond to a lot.
You sit over there for 5 minutes and wait until I'm done. That's basically what that's going to equate to.
So Jeremy resolving 6 damage, probably going into Sabine.
I would hope so. Maybe not.
He's thinking about it.
I think you take it when you can get it. I mean, his other options, he's holding another wingman in his hand, and I'm not sure what the other card is.
It was It's a Trap.
It's a Trap. So, field medic, wingman, and It's a Trap. So, I think you take your 6 here.
He's really thinking about who he wants to go after.
I think you have to go to Sabine.
Yeah, you have to. I mean,
Ray.
if you kill Sabine, Ray with Amaz's goggles is not going to do.
Yeah, so
a whole lot.
we definitely see that other Infamous come down, and even if Ray could hurt you, Sabine's going to hurt you a lot more. So I don't think there's any question who you go after there.
So Trey drew into a Vibro Knife, a Thermal Paint, Awakenings, which is an interesting include in this deck since there's not many modified sides.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for the +1 resource on raid, just trying.
Maybe
to
he decided to put Jetpack in here.
Maybe so. So another post special and 2 ranged and double resources coming down on Jeremy's side when he activates. So it looks like Jeremy has both It's a Traps in his hand now, with a Field Medic, and couldn't tell the other two. I think a Planetary Uprising was in there.
So if Trey rolls in and hits a range side,
It could get ugly quick.
yeah, that's a dead Sabine.
Yeah. Now, but knowing that, I mean, he could hit range side. If he only hits it on 1 dice, of course he's going to fast hand it. So, yeah, he's going to Vibro out.
So now he's got 2 actions.
That way he can, yeah. So he should be good now. So first action he's going to activate. Oh, there's that 3 disrupt on Sabine.
And he has no resources. So
Activate Ray.
And we'll see if Trey plays around that. It's a trap. I mean, he's probably gonna re-roll, and then there's a good chance he gets hit with it.
So Jeremy's probably just activating his rookie pilot here, or even maybe just Field Medic.
Yeah, he could. Well, I think he only has. Does he have 2 resources?
I believe he just has the 1. No, he should have 2. He didn't.
Okay.
Play anything, so.
I might go ahead and resolve that 2 range from Poe. And leave the other dice in the table for It's a Trap.
Yeah.
Thanks for the follow, Ressin.
Appreciate it.
So Jeremy played, was it Honor Guard?
I can't tell. So, but Jeremy's definitely stalling now, hoping maybe to see a reroll off of Trey.
And Trey probably knows this and is not gonna walk into that It's a Trap. But I mean, you never know. Sometimes you just go for it.
I mean, there's always the chance that Jeremy's, holding it up, bluffing it too.
Right.
I don't know. I think the risk isn't worth the reward there, though.
So Awakening coming down, so it will let him resolve that +2 damage on Ray.
And unblockable to Poe also with Vibro Knife sitting.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a bonus from the Vibro Knife. So he's gonna Field Medic.
See who can stall longer. 2 unblockable with Awakenings.
So Trey hasn't gotten a lot of value out of his Infamous yet. He used it turn 1, but now both of them are still readied.
Now Trey also has that 3 disrupt showing. Do you disrupt?
Trey
Jeremy's...
doesn't have any resources. He spent them on the Vibro Knife.
No, Trey has. Oh, it's 3 disrupt for 1. Yep, I didn't notice that. I didn't know that was a pay side.
So Jeremy took a resource.
I bet this is like flashbacks from when they were younger. Let's see who can stare down each other the longest and get the other one to make a move. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't see a lot Trey's going to be able to do right now.
And yeah, Trey wisely deciding to just keep the Sabine dice as they are, not re-roll them and risk the It's a Trap play.
So another Field Medic from Jeremy. And another unblockable from Trey. I can do this all day. I'm sure that's what they're thinking in their heads.
And Jeremy's probably going to just resolve that 2 range from Poe.
Yep. Oh,
no, he's going to use the special. Give Poe a shield and flip the Rebel Trooper 2 to 2. Not bad. So now, if you're Trey, do you reroll? Because
I think you do because I think Trey passed. I think
you
reroll because
now you can reroll because he's
not going
to.
Yeah, he's not going to spend 1 to get 2 more damage off of that blaster die. So, rolling the exact same thing.
That's rough, especially since he's already used most of his hand to stall this turn.
Yeah,
he doesn't have many rerolls left.
So, Sabine's health is 12 or 11?
11.
11. So looking
Gets
at
two
it really
shields,
close,
which is not. I mean, not bad.
it's better than what it could have been. Whoa, watch the camera, guys. Yes, we're going to go to the next turn. It's not looking... Man, that's sad. I really wanted to see some of that shenanigans coming from Sabine.
Yeah, he just. I mean, he has a thermal paint in his discard pile now.
Yeah.
So,
Is that a second chance? Oh, he's got second chance in his hand.
but he's only got the 2 resources, so he's gonna need to roll one. He's got a deflect, which is good mitigation, but you know you really want to be holding onto that deflect for those juicy 3 damage sides for a 5 damage swing.
Right. And there's Poe's Blaster coming down on Poe.
Poe's Blaster is so good with this new Poe.
Yes.
Being able to resolve a Poe special into his Blaster special
Yep.
and continue resolving specials is just really good. So we do see the infamous into thermal paint, and
Now,
wow,
now we're rolling range damage.
is that
It's 2 ranged on both.
and Trey's just 2 ranged on both?
Yeah.
So still that's 5 damage, and he decides to keep the thermal paint. Oh, probably so that he can try to override with the second chance here in a
Right.
second.
Right.
He will need to roll. Oh, he has that resource. So man, Sabine's discount coming in on
Yeah.
the thermal, coming in big to
Definitely
help
help.
override into the second chance.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no range in the pool for Jeremy to It's a Trap.
So, looks like Poe's Blaster special. No.
He gets the A280.
Yeah,
special,
the other Blaster special.
So he will be able to give shields to his characters.
Man, that was big. That was a big.
That's basically a 2 shield side, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially with this new Poe, you know, being able to get a lot of shields.
So he's gonna Guardian away with the Trooper.
Get the Vibra Knife out of the pool so
Yep.
that his shields are relevant.
That was kind of a big play for Trey there, man. Being able to hitting that range damage and also getting that thermal out to override with a second chance.
Well, I mean, the last turn when he had to he re-rolled Sabine's dice twice and you know didn't get quite what he wanted.
One of our Twitch followers asked, "What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?" Since you asked the questions that keep on coming, and that's a trick question. We can't answer that unless we know, certain wind speeds, humidity in the air, and other factors like that. But nice try on stumping us, guy. Appreciate it. Is that the?
So if you're Trey, do you Lothcat? Yep.
Yep.
So he's gonna decide to Lothcat instead of take the 2 damage from Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
But man, Poe is fully shielded up. So
Yeah, I think that's the right move since he removed the Vibro Knife. He Guardian the Vibro away, so
Jeremy discarding and
just gonna reroll everything.
Yep. So he's got 3 damage.
Not a very good roll. Well, he got 3 damage, but more shields and a resource. Not what he was hoping for. I'm gonna deflect.
So
Yeah.
Trey feels like Sabine is safe for this turn.
Yeah.
This is something I've seen Trey do is that he'll play mitigation and then with his opponent still having dice in the pool,
Yeah.
thinking they're not going to be able to reroll into max damage.
Yeah.
When he really should just play that second chance.
Yeah.
And I've seen this happen a couple times and it's come back to bite him.
So Poe special and the A280 special and a +2 on.
So
I don't think Jeremy has any
if-
resources to roll that A280 into the range side, but he can roll the.
well, it has
the
modified
trooper.
sides. So
Yeah, but it needs a base side.
Jeremy can use that Poe special to turn the Rebel Trooper into 2 damage.
Yeah, the Rebel Trooper. Yeah.
And he has a 33% chance to get fatal damage with the A280. And if Trey would
Yeah.
have just played the second chance now instead of deflecting, you know. But I mean, Jeremy's still got to hit those odds.
Yep, so he's gonna spin. Oh, looks like Trey's just giving.
Oh, maybe it was
up.
Drop Zone that he played off screen.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, Yeah, Trey should have definitely played the second chance there.
Yep. And like you said, I think I've seen Trey do that a couple times before. And to be honest with you, I've actually made that mistake a few times, thinking I have one more action where I can drop my second chance.
Especially when your opponent rolls poorly twice in a row, you're like, okay, I think I'm safe, so I'll just remove this die instead of playing the second chance, and or playing a field medic or anything like that. So
And Trey's definitely not happy.
Yeah, and Jeremy, he's only taken 4 damage to his foe.
I think
he's got 2 damage on the Rebel Trooper.
You know, Jeremy has this pretty much locked down. With a fully shielded Poe, he's got 2 shields on the Rebel Trooper to guardian away vibro damage. It's looks really. It's going to be an uphill climb for Trey, so he's gonna.
And Trey cannot actually play Thermal Detonator. He has to spot a yellow character to play that.
I think we should let him know.
I mean, I don't think it's going to impact the game at all.
I don't see it.
I mean, and Jeremy's a good player. It should be his job to know that already. So if he didn't catch that, then I don't think Trey, did it. I don't think he realizes it. Simply because
I don't think it changes the game. I think that's more my OCD taking over.
Yeah,
and we all do it.
Trey,
it happens.
And Trey probably knows that. He's just, I mean, he's so far behind in this match that it's getting frustrating. I mean, even if he explodes that thermal detonator, he gets discarded. So
yeah,
I don't know. And Jeremy has the potential to just roll into 10 damage this turn.
Yeah, and see, and something else that comes into play, we haven't so far, as of yet, seen Thermal Detonator played a lot on the board. Normally, when we're looking at Thermal Detonator, it just got thrown at us with a Poe special from Poe Maz. So, it happens. I've done it. I believe last week on stream I played an isolation. I can't believe I did that. I played an isolation when I didn't have a blue character to spot.
I know, Grant and I.
So, hell yeah, y'all ragged me.
We ragged on it a lot.
Pretty hard. Appreciate that, guys.
So Poe's 2 focusing into Poe's Blaster Special, and he's deciding what to focus. He focuses the A280 to 2 for 1.
So gonna infamous for.
He's gonna play Let the Wookiee Win.
Let the Wookiee win. Yeah.
So Jeremy has to either remove 2 dice or take 2 damage.
Definitely.
And he decides to take the 2 damage.
Yep.
On the rookie pilot.
Yep.
So Maz 2 focusing into Thermal Detonator Special, and the +2, which he will be able to use Awakenings for.
So I don't know, man. That Thermal Detonator might. Well, he's gonna remove it.
Did he play? What was that he played to get rid of that?
He
used the Honor Guard.
Yeah, Honor Guard.
I think. So let's see what Jeremy can do with the rest of his turn. Trey's already resolved all of his dice.
Oh, there's that 2 damage.
Gets the 2 damage.
And sad face Ray over there with her 1 die.
So it looks like I think Trey's deciding to claim. He has nothing left. And Jeremy just needs to reroll into 3 damage.
Nope, there's focus.
There's +2. So he's got 6. He's got 9 damage. So he has a 33% chance to hit the fatal damage on the Poe die that's showing a focus.
How does he have the 9 damage?
3 from Poe's Blaster and then 6 ranged.
Oh, Poe's Blaster Special. Yeah. Ugh.
Jeremy, you don't need those cards.
Oh, he's re-rolling the focus. Get in and back.
He doesn't need it.
Yeah.
He's already got the maximum he could get. Yeah, discard is a trap. Ray's got melee sides. And he gets a special, so not quite fatal, but 1 away.
Where are you getting 1 away though? That was 6. Oh, 7, 8, 9.
3 from Poe's Blaster.
Don't judge me, Justin. Don't judge me.
All right, so we'll see if Ray can get something going here. It's not looking good though. It looks like Trey only put 8 damage.
I believe that's the blue one's a 5 damage marker.
Oh, I see.
So, I mean, honestly, if I'm Jeremy, I just draw 5 cards, put a face down. Doesn't matter what they are. I think I just roll out.
Yeah, I mean, all he needs is 1. And Trey can't remove all of it.
So another goggles.
And so now he's got 3 actions with, you know, a Ray die and a Maz's goggles die.
So is the thermal paint also spot a yellow character?
No, thermal paint is not. It's just a you can play it anytime. So Ray coming in.
Get the special on Maz's goggles. Doesn't really help much at this point in the game. And that +1 on Ray.
And Trey's got so many dead cards in his hand. He's got a caution.
A single die Ray.
He's got
a sad face Ray.
He's got a rend, which getting rid of that wingman is not going to be that helpful.
Not at this point in the game.
He's able to kill the rebel trooper, so probably a moral victory for him.
Yeah.
You're right. So, yeah, Maz's goggles is spot yellow as well. We're definitely going to make sure that we mention that after the match. And Trey just scoops.
Yeah.
Yep. He had nothing
Scoop
to do.
And scoop.
So it looked pretty competitive at the beginning of the game. Sabine was.
Yeah, I think that the pivotal turn in that was when they were having a standoff. Of course, we know Jeremy did have the It's a Trap in his hand. Trey didn't, but Trey was playing around It's a Trap, and I think he stalled so much and then whiffed on his rerolls. I think it gave Jeremy a little bit of momentum from that point forward to do whatever he needed to do. So.
And Jeremy was getting quite a few shields also from that A280 blaster and from just his Poe special.
Yeah.
Which helped keep Poe alive.
Certainly.
And Trey's decision to play the deflect when he had second chance in hand.
Yeah, it was not a. I'm not criticizing. I've made the mistake too, thinking you have just that one more turn. I can do this, sneak 1 damage in, get rid of a die, and then next action I'm dropping a second chance.
I mean, it's the same thing that happened to me on Friday when I was playing against you. I thought I had 1 more turn, but you happened to have
one of the few cards.
Yeah, one of the few cards that could have finished me off.
So, it definitely happens, but it was we didn't get to see pretty much any of that Sabine shenanigans going on. That's kind of
not at all.
It's kind of sad. I really wanted to see that go down.
She didn't pull an upgrade back. She pulled a thermal paint
once.
Yeah.
1 thermal paint is all we saw.
But yeah, like we said earlier, this Elite Poe Rookie Pilot Rebel Trooper deck is not a joke.
No, it seems like a pretty straightforward deck. I'm gonna beat you up with range, but it does a lot of dice spinning between Poe special,
the focus and
stuff like that.
And It's a Trap.
Yeah, and It's a Trap. It seems like it's gonna consistently put down 6 to 8 damage a turn.
And like I said on Friday night, Jeremy brought this deck, and turn 1 against me, he killed Snap. Turn 1 against Kevin, he killed Maz. And
now, I believe Snap Solo was still able to come back from that, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I got pretty lucky.
Yeah.
I also at that point when he rolled the 8 damage, I asked him I told him he should probably kill Snap.
Yeah.
Because if he goes after Han, I'd probably just
second
field
chance,
medic and shield him up next turn and then play second
medic,
chance. I don't know. I think he could have bursted down Han if he chose to go for Han, but.
Well, good Jedi mind trick on your part then, Justin.
Yeah.
No, I still think I go after. I think I've lost 1 game where somebody's gone after Han first. Han can, if you go after him and stick with him, he will string the game out so long between healing, shields, second chances, stuff like that.
So do you think this Elite Poe Rookie Pilot Rebel Trooper deck will end up being better than a 2-character red deck?
A 2-character red deck, I think it's going to be a little more consistent. I think it's with the Guardian ability.
I mean, it has more base or more damage potential than an Elite Poe.
Yeah. So the first one that comes to mind for me is like a bad Snap.
Yeah.
Now Baz can burst a lot of damage, but I think that this deck is going to consistently do it a lot more. Plus, I think one of the biggest factors on it, adding that third character not only for extra life, but that Rebel Trooper having that Guardian ability. You're mitigating where damage is going.
Just
as well,
another element of control that
yeah,
Red Hero was lacking a little bit.
Definitely.
But I mean, now they got plenty of good options, I think, and some of the best in the game with defensive edition.
Right.
The new Honor Guard from the 2-player set is really good.
Yeah, we saw Honor Guard coming into play there, as a matter of fact. So, now, do you know if Jeremy was running defensive position in his deck? I'm not sure because I don't think he's going to be claiming a lot of the time.
I'm not sure. I didn't see it in play on Friday.
So but it's definitely a cool deck, and as you can see, it's not something to be trifled with the burst damage that it can put out consistently. So
I want to ask you. There are a lot of people that think that Sabine is going to be a fun, like, action cheating kind of deck that, is always going to be around like tier 1.5, tier 2.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be able to break through into that tier 1?
As far as the deck itself becoming tier 1, I don't think so. But I do think with the bigger card pool we're having now, with our third set, and of course, just with more sets eventually coming out, and the bigger the card pool getting, I think when you take somebody like Trey, who is a very, very excellent deck builder, I think you might be able to start seeing more of those tier 1.5 to tier 2 decks sneaking in, piloted by somebody who's a very skilled player and a very good deck builder. But as far as the deck itself just being a tier 1 and I can take this without much practice and go top 4 tournament, I don't see that happening now. So, but I do think it'll be viable, and I think with our card base now, I think we'll see a lot more decks sneaking into the top 4, top 8s of bigger tournaments than we did before.
Yeah, I mean, any Sabine deck is like a Luke deck.
Yeah.
Where that big character goes down, and now
you're stuck with a sad face Ray. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it is fun to watch.
She doesn't have the tankiness of Han.
No.
And she costs 2 more points.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes of it. I think there will be somebody that comes up with something really clever. Maybe it's pairing Sabine up with a red character, so you get Planetary Uprising for more of that like ping type damage.
I definitely think it could happen, and I'm excited to see it happen. Like I said, that's what comes along. Everybody's so down all the time in Awakenings, and then with Spirit Out. Oh well, you either take ePoe Maz or you're gonna lose, or you either take Rainbow Nines or you're gonna lose. Well, the bigger our card pool gets for this game, Justin, the better it's gonna be for people who, one, you're not gonna be able to tech against everything out there.
Sure.
You're not going to be able to slightly tweak your ePoe Maz to adjust for Rainbow Nines, or you're not, because that's your only bad matchup. There's going to be multiple decks that come up now that our card pool's bigger, and it's one thing that's exciting me about the game. That's what I love to see. So,
yeah, I mean, you would think that would be the case, but just looking back, the Awakenings meta was extremely diverse. There was maybe 8 to 10 decks that could all have a consistent chance. I mean, Vader Raider was arguably the strongest, but I mean, you could take Poe Ray against Vader Raider any day, and
right,
it would be a decent matchup, or Jabba Dooku even, Mill. But then when Spirit of Rebellion came out, we thought that more characters would bring a more diverse meta, and it was the exact opposite.
Well, I think it was a hole. I think there's a hole there. When you release a new game like that, the first set you release, there's going to be such a small card pool that an super overpowered deck is not going to be able to come out. It's one set. They had a lot of time to play test that one set before they released it to kind of make it a little more even. Now, when a second set comes out, that's when you're going to see 1 or 2 decks that pop up that maybe they missed, in their R&D department, that are just super overpowered. But then the more after you get past that initial second, maybe even third set, I think you start evening out the possibilities of having a more consistent spread on the field as far as decks being able to be viable decks when you show up somewhere.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I still think you could take a Pomaz deck that's strictly Awakenings and Spirit of Rebellion cards, and you could still dominate a tournament.
Yeah,
with it.
and I agree with that. I totally agree with that. But
Or
like I
Rainbow
said,
Nines deck, for
yeah,
that matter.
that's that. But like I said, that's coming out of their two sets. They just happen to put out that combination. Slipping through them, thinking, well, yeah, this is good, but it's not overpowered.
Right.
Until the general population gets a hold of it, and then of course we see it run rampant. And it's like I said before, people were so upset. It's Pomaz, Pomaz, Pomaz. Well, the whole first half of the store championship season, when you saw Pomaz dominating, Rainbow Nines was a thing. That it's just nobody had taken it that far yet. It was around. And I know, especially in our local meta here.
There was some metas where it won every single store championship.
Yeah, especially in our local meta, so it's around. It's just people didn't play it enough. So, there's a lot of factors that come into it. But the more sets we come out, the better it's going to be. As far as just seeing fringe decks come through, So, but
right.
All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and get our round 3 set up. We're going to get our pairings for it, and I believe this is going to be our final round. And don't forget, guys, tell your friends, call your mama, tell her about Duel Fates coming up afterwards, because it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So
again, Duel Fates, that's our deck building format that we've come up with. Mm-hmm. It's gonna push the players to their creative limits, building decks, and we're gonna have 4 competitors going up against each other head to head, and it's going to be really interesting to see. If you're a newer player, it would be a great thing to check out, because you will get some insight into how some of the more experienced players think when they're building a deck.
Yep.
And how to evaluate cards properly, and just seeing some of the staple cards that you should maybe want to consider including in most of your decks.
Yep. It's going to be awesome. And we're also, I believe we're going to interview each deck builder before we actually start that bracket tournament. So we'll actually get it from the horse's mouth,
Right.
what their thought process was on that. So it's going to be educational. It's going to be fun, guys. I cannot wait. So we'll be back here in probably 5-6 minutes or so, and see if we can't get this round 3 started, see what else we can find. So be right back, guys.
Thanks, guys.